Alright, so this video is going to serve as the, what month is it? April. It's April. The April update video. I'm going to talk about what happened over the month, what we are at currently, and where we're going to go for this month. So, overall, I'm feeling a lot less stressed compared to what I was in about January. January, I was really struggling. I was literally about to pull the plug on the channel and turn it into a, just a fraction of what it is, but February and March happened, and that's been great. But I will admit now, with this month, YouTube has decided that the channel is no longer relevant and is screwing me, but I've put out some safeguards in place so I don't have to rely too much on the main channel's revenue. To explain, I've moved the PvP stuff onto the Liru Shenanigans channel, and the VOD channel is also monetized, and this is going to get me an extra about 300 to 500 a month to make sure that I don't have to get that from the main channel. I can just get that from the side channel. These two side channels, excuse me. And that way, even if YouTube fully crashes on me like it is right now, I'll still be safe for the most part. And the revenue I'm seeing on the low end of YouTube, the view count right now for the past few days I've been experiencing this, it's still with that nice buffer zone, isn't gonna kill me. It just means the budget's gonna be a little bit tighter, but what I've worked out with Bloodwing when we live together, it still will be manageable within reason, thankfully. So that's been great. Though I will admit, this month I'm going to push Patreon just a little bit harder, but it is at a nice level right now, and I gotta think of how I want to, push a few more features for Patreon, which I keep thinking of some, and then trying them, and they don't really work out, so it's just, more experimentation, nonetheless. But overall, things are going downhill, but it doesn't matter because everything is fine, so there's no need for any undue stress, which is great. Otherwise, other things that went off over the past month, we ran our second multi-community op. That went really well, despite some issues in the beginning. Players seemed to love it. I have now branched off to utilizing TSB's framework for future multi-community operations. That's all set up. I've got 8 communities in TSB that are ready to do stuff on. We have the next operation plan. It's going to be like an 85-person Iranian versus ISIL operation on Korshamar. I finished the document today. We're going to start doing general slotting in about 2 weeks, but reserve slotting is going to be in a week for communities to reserve half a squad, because these squads are like 16 players. It's crazy. But I'm really excited to see how this framework keeps going. Also with TSB, we updated most of our mod sets. So main now is doing a British rotation. IFA got a nice touch-up. Optray is going into a more sci-fi variation, and we're going to have a test op of it hosted by Iceberg on Sunday night. That's going to be really cool. And I'm still debating if I want to bring back Star Wars or Fallout. It's on the fence right now. Really, the 506 was a test run for the Star Wars mod set, but I'll admit I'm already burnt out of it because of what happened in the last Star Wars op, where it took 6 hours to develop an ARC Trooper op from scratch, and I just don't have that time anymore. So I might just go to a realism campaign, maybe falling back on that SCP one-off I did a few weeks ago for them, because I really liked that, and they seem to really like it, and you guys seem to really like it, so it's a win-win-win, But otherwise, I'm still thinking about that. And we also had a Pay for Pain yesterday with Paw Patrol, and something really unique happened in the sense that we got way too much stuff. Way too much stuff to work with. So I'm actually going to have a runoff operation on Monday for TSB, and I also invited Paw Patrol to come in with our main mod set, and we're going to do an impossible op style where I just use everything that is still on the purchase list. And I'll make it an impossible op style. Probably won't allow for any purchases unless it's to help the player base, but we'll see how things go. I'm still debating the idea in my head, because I don't want it to become, I allow more Pay for Pain, but then we have just another bigger backlog, it's just one of those things. I kind of overestimated the scope of this one's Pay for Pain, but it was still pretty entertaining, them taking out that super airship. But regardless, I am going to focus this month on some other content outside of Arma. it is kind of a two-part process because I want to see where I need to be to keep my minimums up for Arma. So, you know, every day I want to post a highlight and then a Zeus op or maybe a ground op. You know, I want to have at least 2 Arma videos a day for you guys. And then maybe the third will be either another Arma video or something else. But I really don't want to keep the uploads past 3 because although 5 was awesome, the YouTube algorithm doesn't like 5. It doesn't even like 4. Hell, I would argue it doesn't even like 3 some of the time. But I think the algorithm also did a massive shift for me because everything plummeted even though I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. And it just, yeah, I don't really understand it. But people seem to like it when I made Bloodwing chicken nuggets, so I might do something silly and similar to that. But I've been cooking for her all week. Speaking of IRL stuff, Bloodwing and I were still house hunting. We put a bid on a place. We got outbid by someone who clearly doesn't know how to bid properly. But the housing market is really crazy right now. But we're still really hopeful because there's a lot of places that just came out this week. And 2 of them look really, really nice for us. But really it's about her having an office close to the bedroom upstairs and then me having an office in the basement so I can soundproof it. Because I will drive her crazy if I have my office upstairs and I'm yelling at like 2 a.m. in the morning while we're doing random streams of Among Us or whatever. So that's in the background, but that's also going to give me more stream space to do like a VR setup. And we can go into VR chat. I can reach out to Zoran the Bear, who's an old friend of mine when he did work in the 700 Cadian. And we can all get set up in there. So that would be really cool. But that's all the IRL process stuff on the side, which is also why we had 2 pay for pains back to back, like within 2 months of each other, because raising money for that mortgage down payment. Because in our area, $500,000 is like the norm for townhouses, even though that sucks. But it's the life we chose, so it's what we're going for. But I've got all that covered, and I seriously thank you guys for any financial support you gave me through Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, watching videos, letting me collect some ad revenue. I seriously appreciate it, because without you guys, none of this would be possible. And now I can start expanding the channel to try to fight off the algorithm and see what happens. By the way, small side note, I have no control over what YouTube sets my videos on at the main channel. I had control of it back for a week, and then it disappeared again. But normally when you edit your videos, if you go under advanced options, it gives you a game title, and you can write the name of the game in there. And like a year ago, till when how would I say this? So when I started this channel up to about a year ago, I had an option to preset it, and then that option disappeared. So YouTube has just been randomly sorting my games as, instead of Arma, it's been, Men at War, Assault Squad 2, Squad, Foxhole, a few on Postscriptum, Gary's Mod, and GTA 5 have been the main ones I've been seeing. I have no control over that, and I'm trying to figure out why, but, I mean, it just, I don't freaking know. I've got the same feature on the other 2 side channels, so Shenanigans and VODs, I can set it, but it doesn't let me preset it either as a channel upload default, so I don't know. I honestly don't freaking know, but that's why you're seeing that happen this way. It's not me trying to manipulate the algorithm, it's me literally at the mercy of the algorithm, so I don't understand it, but whatever. Otherwise, I'm trying to think what else. We are going to have another pay-for-pain style event towards the end of April, but it's not going to be a direct pay-for-pain. How it is going to go is it's going to be a wacky races style operation in TSB, because the Great Toyota War we did a few weeks ago inspired me to reach out to the player base in TSB and say, hey, create your own technicals and bring them in. And some of the stuff they created was absolute insanity. And it got me thinking, how can we go a step further? So I'm going to lock them to first person for this one, and I'm going to tell them, hey, build your wacky races vehicle, and then I will open it up to the viewer base to say, hey, pay for pain. Who do you want to fuck with and why? just for the heck of it. And I need to make like a pre-style map, maybe on Altis or something. There's a few other maps I can look at, or bring something in with Liru's add-ons, which is my own personal mod I use to import files directly into a mod set without making everyone download everything manually. It's really cool, but you know, look forward to that, because I certainly am, but I gotta get that framework set up. But for now, I'm also focusing on the newest multi-community op, which is going to be about an 85-person Iranian versus ISIL operation on Korshamar. We're going to use the entire map, and I just finished the document today. It's really, really cool, and that'll be run probably, I think, the 25th, because reserve slotting opens up this weekend for communities to reserve half a squad, because it is going to be like 16-man squads, because that was Iran versus Iraq battle doctrine. I really want to go with it. And then we have a lot of other cool slots. So we'll see the Iranians T90 SM variant, we'll see MI8s, we'll see BTR 60s, and the BTR 60, I forget what type of refit it is, but it's basically the 14.5mm gun is actually a 23mm cannon. It's a good one. But with all of the work I've done, especially for the April Fool operations, I've actually made some more advanced script work that we've actually started seeing this past month in terms of weaponry scripting and tracer effects back in the Zeus interface. We're still working out the bugs because it doesn't always work and they're very short range at times, especially if someone's spraying with a machine gun, but we're working on it. So that should be very nice. Also, I forgot to mention we are updating the 40k mod set within TSB. So that should be nice. Other things... One, probably not going to do any work for the 700 Cadian for a while, because that mission I did for the April Fool's Op reminded me how annoying it was to work under their framework. Don't get me wrong, I love the community, I love the people, I love the leadership. I just hate their framework with a burning passion, because they have a custom ace mod. I used to love it because I thought it was really cool and unique, but the amount of stuff that it ends up limiting is bonkers. And it's no fault of their own. It's because one guy runs it, and only one guy can do so much. I would freaking know, but just the amount of stuff that you're not allowed to use within the 40k base mod itself because it's not compatible with the ace that they have, it makes things very difficult to work with, and that's how things can get stale really quickly, because this community's been around for like 3+ years, I think. 2 or 3. I think 3. But, you know, you can only fight the same renegades with the same weaponry so many times before it does get boring, and the same limitation of maps. I mean, getting a map approved is also a painful process, but... so I probably won't be doing any work with them for the foreseeable future. There is a 48-hour op they're planning to do, though, which I will have a hat in. I forget when that is. I think it's going to be like late May, because their leader is a active guy in the military, and he had to step down to do something IRL with that for a few months, and he's coming back, so they're going to have a massive event for him, and I'll make sure that that event goes well. But till then, probably won't see much from 700th. Other things just to list off. Still going to be doing Paw Patrol on Thursday. I've got a new campaign on Roche Germany for them. Still going to be doing my 506 stuff with the 506 bi-weekly Zeusing. The other halves of the other weeks will be Cherry Zeusing. He's going to stick with Star Wars again. I'm probably going to go to Realism. TSB, I'm still going to be doing 2 Zeus Ops on Sunday, 1 or 2 Zeus Ops on Monday, 1 Op Wednesday bi-weekly, and I think that's it. I'm really cutting down on the stuff, but there's also, with these mod set updates, some Zeuses that are working on some stuff that I really want to play again. I think I already mentioned it. If I didn't, Iceberg is doing an experiment with the new Optre mod set, which he's turning into more of a generic sci-fi mod set, which means really awesome spooky stuff. And that's going to be Sunday night, so I am excited for that one. But otherwise, still going to be doing OFCRA. Still going to be working with the Goon Squad bi-weekly on Tuesdays, even though I forgot this week that I was supposed to be there. It completely passed my mind because it was also my birthday, and I was thinking of other things, to be honest. And still going to be doing FNF every Friday. And again, for those who don't know, the Friday Night Fight stuff, the OFCRA PvP stuff is now on Liru Shenanigans, and Liru Shenanigans is now on the main channel, just uploading as I get them. I have a new editor with with the Shenanigans stuff, XMX. He has a really good turnaround time already in starting work with me over the past, I want to say 10 days. He's already gotten 2 videos back, and hope you have enjoyed them. They're actually pretty good for a beginner, in my opinion. But otherwise, looking towards the future, I was going to do some Ukrainian versus Rebels ops, but Sniper Wolf's going to do that. So I'll hold off until I see what happens, but I might get into a Pacific Theater style operation with the IFA mod set, because we are starting to also do an Arab versus Israeli 1948 campaign. That's going to be 5 missions on Mondays, and I'm also trying to think, what else, because the 2020 Russian stuff is probably done because my players overwhelmingly voted for something else. Just they didn't care what it was. They were just kind of done with that campaign. I respect that because it's the players' opinions that matter the most when you Zeus. But otherwise, I think that's it. I don't know after the 25th, by the way, which is when the next multi-community op is going to be run. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I'm thinking another realism-style operation, but I will see how this one goes and potentially edit things accordingly. But I will say for the future of that, I do plan to actively go through modern stuff, Vietnam stuff, World War II stuff, and then maybe a few sci-fi things as well. But I really, I really want to do like an 85-person 40k op with the multi-community framework. But I also know that that mod probably isn't stable enough for it yet. But we'll see, because it is getting updated with another mod, and yeah, we'll see how things go. Also, yes, I know about the new Vietnam-themed Bohemia DLC. I just don't have anything planned for it because I heard they reached out to a bunch of content creators with, like, sneak peeks and key codes and, stuff to showcase the new content. They didn't send any of that to me, so therefore I can't do anything. So, shrug? It's a party I'm not invited to, so therefore I don't care at that point, So, it's a shame. I'll stick with Unsun. But otherwise, I think that is it in terms of updates. I'm trying to think if there's anything, but no, I think that's good. I think that's it. So, if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And otherwise, I'm going to keep trying to get 2 to 3 videos up a day on the main channel. And hopefully, with my new editor, because he has a really quick turnaround time, we'll start getting some other content out as well. But we'll see how things go. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, if indeed you still are. Go operate operationally, enjoy the rest of your day or night, and otherwise cheers, and have a good one.